Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Hello, hello.
Happy day, happy day.
Happy Super Bowl weekend, everybody.
Super Bowl weekend. Hey, do you know who's playing in the Super Bowl?
I'll read about it later.
Oh, okay. I was just curious if you had anything that interested you about the Super Bowl this year.
Nah, you know.
Okay, I got it. That's
Little game going on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, might watch. I don't know. I like the commercials.
He's been a little nervous this week.
I've been a little on edge, folks. Hey, it's episode 70 of the Dave and Doc Podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Doc.
All things Dave and Doc on our website, DaveandDoc.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C. Go ahead and put a .com on the end of that, and it'll take you right there.
That's right. It's good stuff.
Technically, you can do HTTPS :
Look at you.
/ whack is what we call it in the computer world.
No,
Did you know that?
Don't. Just to shut up.
No, we do, yeah.
Whack.
It's whack, yeah.
What's the other way? Back?
We don't have one for the other one.
Because it doesn't mean anything.
/
If you go that way, we won't get anywhere.
It's whack, yeah.
Okay.
So put 3 whacks in there.
All right.
Give a dog a bone. Whatever. Knick-knack,
I think it's knick-knack, paddywhack. Give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
Yeah, that's a...
we went way away from what I was expecting.
A Norm Macdonald joke.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's episode 70. It is Super Bowl weekend. We've got a lot of football stuff to talk about. So if you don't like it when we talk sports, I would advise you to go ahead and watch a rerun of something else.
Today is not your day, and it's not your episode.
It's not just the Super Bowl, folks, but it is the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
That's a big deal.
There were no other teams before the 49ers were created.
Very true.
Just remember.
Very true.
Right.
Very true. They are the team.
There was no 5th Rocky movie, and there were no other teams before the 49ers. That's right.
I really wish one of those was true.
So for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And because, we're both rooting for the Niners, and I'm going to point out again, one of us is one win away.
It's true.
From their prediction at the beginning of the season. Why I wagered no money on this, I will never know.
I know you should have, for sure.
But I didn't do it because I'm just chicken like that, or I'm just not a degenerate. Shout out to some of my boys. They're the new Degeneration X. Anyway, well, I guess they're Degeneration Y. Who knows? Anyway, but we've got some Kansas City jokes.
Okay. I like it.
Now, again, this is all in fun. Okay. I don't need Brittany Mahomes dropping, social media bombs on us or anything like that.
She probably pays somebody to do this. She probably can't even operate her own phone.
Dang. There you go. So there you go. So that's awesome. All right. So
Brittany, Monday morning we can make it out. We can make up. But
so did you know, this is actually healthcare related. Did you know that you should get the Kansas City vaccine?
Why is that?
Then you won't catch anything.
No, that's right. That's right.
There was a guy, and he started, actually, he's a big avid fisherman, so he started taking fish out of Kansas City and bringing them into Kansas. The local vegans and the fishermen got mad at him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Why are you mad at me?" He said, all I'm doing is I'm putting them out of their Missouri. How many Kansas City Chiefs does it take to change a flat tire?
How many?
Just one, unless it's a blowout, then the whole team shows up.
Oh, of course.
Why didn't the Kansas City Chiefs go to meet the president at the White House?
Why?
Well, they tried. Unfortunately, they went to the state of Washington.
Oh, well, I mean, they don't think anything exists, to the east.
And did you hear about the group of Kansas City Chief football players who all contracted skin infections while smoking marijuana?
No.
They were the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
We'll end it on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
He can't even pretend to be amused because the battle is on.
Yeah, I'm engaged.
That was the least engaged I think I ever saw you on any dad jokes ever. The Joint Chiefs of Staff. Come on,
it was funny.
Come on,
it was
come
funny.
on.
No, they were funny.
You're too in the zone.
I'm in game mode, man.
You're too in the zone.
I'm in game mode. I woke up in game mode.
I bet it's hard for you to sit in the chair right now. Then
it's very difficult. The whole day is going to be just me pacing the floor and talking to myself. I'm getting a game plan ready just in case Kyle calls me at halftime.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, might need to call some audibles.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Get the ball to Debo.
Yes.
Get the ball to CMC.
Yes.
The defense needs to play a little bit better.
They do. No, 100% do.
And I think it's going to happen because I really think they've been angered by all the talk back at them.
Yeah, I mean they look bad. They just look bad against. I don't think they necessarily look bad against the Packers. But against Detroit, they looked awful for a half of football.
Yeah, first half football was terrible.
And again, you can't do that with the Chiefs. If
Terrible.
you give them a half to do whatever they
Correct.
want, you're going to be
you're
done.
gonna win.
So
Yes. But before we get into all that,
before we get into
you've got
that,
some other fun stuff. This will take a little bit of the edge off.
I hope so.
And then we'll get into
And I've even got a little rant here, just a bit.
Everybody loves one of the Dave Man rants.
There's people that tell me they're like those are the ones we want to.
They just need it. It's okay.
So
Stress relieving.
So there's a company called Copper Stallion Media because the guy couldn't think of a better name. I guess I don't know.
What do they produce?
Well, I mean, so they just it's not, no, nothing like that. They're videographers, so they do weddings and that.
Oh, okay.
And some light porn. No, I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. So Justin, what is it? Justin Montney, Montney. Is that Montney? Mont, like Mont.
Is that Joe Montaigne?
Yeah, it's Justin Montney. I'll just say that.
Montani.
So he had paid $1,800 to Copper Stallion Media to video their wedding, right? And it was
all right.
And he paid the deposit. Actually, I think it was more than that. The deposit was $1,800. Apparently, This is expensive stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Then his soon-to-be bride died in a car accident. Unexpectedly, of course, car accident, but... So
I didn't see this going this way. This is horrible.
So the guy reaches out to Copper Stallion Media and he says, "Mr. Stallion Media, can I get my deposit back because my fiance
we're
died.
devastated and my fiance's dead."
Now, it's fair to point out that the photographer said, "Of course." The wedding venue said, "Of course."
Right.
No problem.
Right.
Not Copper Stallion Media.
You're kidding.
No. Told the guy to go pound sand. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're not getting your money back.
Wow.
So
got you a little emotional.
It is. I'm starting to cry here.
So emotional, baby.
But yeah,
wow. So, and where is this company located out of?
I read this because we didn't do a show last week.
We didn't,
and so I had this.
There was too much happening.
In
the lead up to the Super Bowl. Dun 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 dun.
Let's see. I'm trying to see because I read all of this before.
It's okay. It doesn't really matter because that is some crap.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say. I mean, really, that's bad. That's not going to be good for future business.
It's really not. And then other people started calling the company when they found out about it because it hit the local news and all this. And so people started calling Copper Stallion.
I'm sure they
Media.
were.
Dude, what is wrong with you? I do think someone did a GoFundMe or something like that for them. And so I think he got the money. I think he got the money somewhere.
Back.
But Copper Stallion Media said no soup for you.
That's terrible.
It's awful. Yeah.
Your hologram's acting up again.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. So it looks like so Copper Stallion Media is now suing this guy because they said he created a smear campaign against them.
Oh,
It's even worse. You don't get your money back, and we're suing you
because he told the truth?
Yeah.
I don't think you can sue if it's the truth. It's like, did you refund his money? No, we did not.
Yeah.
But it's a smear campaign because you gave him a bad review. Because that he has every right to do that.
Yeah, and he basically just said the guy that owned the place, like, hey, sorry, life happens, but you signed a legally binding contract. I mean, how about just doing the right thing, man? Come on.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't.
They're having a going out of business sale in about the next month. They're trying to sue so they can get some money off that GoFundMe.
These people that charge all this money to like video weddings.
Yeah.
You talk about overcharging people. Like it's astronomical.
Well, of course it is.
I mean, like it is not that difficult to video something and then edit it. I do it every week.
I know you do.
And I'm not very bright. So
maybe you could be like the wedding
person. Be. I wouldn't give his money back either. I'm just kidding. Of course I would. It's terrible. I mean, how terrible is that? I mean, that's one of those, it's
I mean, it's one thing like, so you break off the engagement, like something happens.
Sure. Then it's like,
I mean, but no, this was all legit. And then this terrible tragedy happens and you're like, no, go pound sand. We're keeping your $1,800. I mean, that.
Have you ever got a no to a question when you just didn't anticipate a no? You know what I mean? Like a weird situation like that. Like, because I mean, he probably called like the photographer and expected them to say, "Well, of course, I'm so sorry." Yeah, of course you can have your money back or whatever. He probably like got really taken aback when he called the Stallions there and said to the Stallions and said, "Hello, Mr. Stallion. Tragedy, whatever." And the guy said, "Yeah, no, sorry." It's like you don't expect that. This is It's like someone saying, "Dave, would you like to come watch football with me?" You don't expect to hear a no from me, right?
Right.
That'd be weird for me to say, "No, I've stopped watching."
There is no more football.
I do like figure skating.
What if it was Taylor Swift?
If she invited me to watch football, I'm busy. That's okay. If she wants to start dating a Niner, then we'll talk. But as long as she's gonna date that jackass that plays for Kansas City, no. That dude is the most arrogant asshole. Like, he's just an arrogant asshole. And maybe I would be too, okay? If I was a good-looking, tall dude that played and won a couple Super Bowls and was rich, and then
Is he really that good-looking, though?
I mean, she's better.
I like his brother.
She's better looking. She's better looking than him.
Oh, he outkicked his coverage by a lot. I mean, I get it. He's an excellent tight end, but I mean, you got Taylor Swift.
Her tight end's way better.
I mean, I like Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just tell you straight up. I like Taylor Swift.
I don't. I have no. Yeah, no.
I'm not saying you don't like Taylor Swift. I'm saying I like Taylor Swift. I mean, Taylor Swift. Wow.
I like her.
I mean,
like
talk
looking
about
at her.
She's
talented.
People say nice things about her. Like you don't.
She seems genuinely like a nice
you don't
person.
hear all this garbage like you do with a lot of other people. So I'm like, gosh, you're super talented. You're an excellent business person. You have survived decades because of your talent and adapting and musical style. You seem to be a good human. You don't hear bad things being said about her. You don't hear rude things. I mean, nobody's perfect, but you don't hear of those things. She's worth over $1 billion. And I mean, and she's an attractive person too. And you're like, she's with Travis Kelce. And I'm like,
she makes one dumb decision.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I said, I like Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce, I can't deny. When they won the Super Bowl and he had like that crazy purple king, whatever cost, I was like, this dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Anyway, again, he's part of the enemy right now. So.
I get it. No, I get it.
No.
I get it. But I like Jason Kelce. Travis Kelce, I could take it or leave it. But I mean, he's a pretty dadgum good tight end.
He is. Yeah.
Not that y'all don't have a good tight end in Kittle.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, Taylor Swift. I'm so done with the Swifties watching
Super Bowl
Super Bowl.
TS.
Yeah, I thought about Brian Toohey this week because I've had a lot of people talking about like Dave.
Right.
Dave, you know that it's fixed. You know that the confetti's going to fall and she's going to be on the field at the end of the game. They're going to be handing that trophy to the Chiefs, and to have her on the field, like just the social media posting alone is going to get the NFL like so much. I mean,
It's true.
I mean,
Except that's not what's going to happen.
well, I hope not. I hope the better story is that Brock Purdy goes from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl MVP.
Not going to happen because you got to have somebody to supplant Tom Brady from pick 199, and the only thing that could possibly supplant that is Mr. Irrelevant winning some Super Bowls. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's not Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. It's Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, winning a Super Bowl.
Joe Montana will be there.
I'm just saying.
Well,
of course
Steve
he
Young
will
be there. Jerry Rice will
he
be
will.
there. So,
Yes. Yes.
there's
There's several people that'll be there.
Anyway.
So Stallion, you suck.
Copper Stallion.
Not good. Not good. I mean,
Stallion.
bad decision. Bad decision.
Bad decision on the name.
Be a nice
too.
human.
Like, how do you come up with the name of Copper Stallion?
Be a nice human. Nice human things pay off in the long run.
Imagine working there. Thanks for calling Copper Stallion
Stallion.
Media.
I'm sure he probably has like one of those old copper clock horse things, antique. Maybe that's how he got it.
That he performs oral sex on.
Oh my, no. No. Oh no.
I'm just saying, if you're the kind of person that names something Copper Stallion Media, you've got some things going on. I'm just saying. You just can't name something like that. It's like the scene in Dodgeball where it's the painting with him and the, grabbing the bull by the horns or whatever, and he's like, oh, that really happened. It's like, okay. It's a metaphor, but that really happened.
Dodge, dive, dip, duck, and dodge.
That's right. He gets hit by the sign.
Watch out for
it
the
falls.
stallion.
It says "Luck of the Irish,"
Yep.
and they said that's how he would have wanted to go. It's like, what?
Patches old land.
Patches over.
I drink my own urine because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Necessary? Is it necessary? They're
You
making
can
a
dodge
part.
a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
They're making a part 2 to that. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that because
I don't either. I mean-
just don't. I don't think so because that's just one of those standalone movies.
Yeah.
I just feel like you shouldn't do a sequel.
I agree.
I mean, it was fresh and original. It got dodgeball kind of back in exciting realm. I mean, people were playing dodgeball for fun, like adults.
They did it with
And-
Caddyshack too, and that second part of Caddyshack was awful.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
do this. I mean, they're trying to make money. I get it, but you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't because that is one of those just iconic, classic, hilarious movies. There's no reason to redo that.
It's like
You
Debbie
shouldn't do
Does
it.
Dallas. The part 1 was perfect. There's no reason for a part 2. Just kidding.
Where the hell is your head at today? You're using the wrong one. Oh
Apparently.
my goodness.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe it's because I haven't had enough caffeine.
Copper Stallion.
And speaking of caffeine.
I mean, oh, you got something? Oh, look at you.
So
I've had plenty this morning, so I am amped up.
I have too.
Hallelujah.
But
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
so I don't know another way to say this, but I'm just tired of people and their stupid coffee. I'm just tired of it.
Oh, look at you tie that in. Look at you.
I'm just tired of it.
You're tired of the coffee.
I'm tired of it, man. I mean, when did this? I mean, coffee's not new. I mean, I know it's been around for a long time. But like,
But first,
have you ever
coffee.
like Taco Bell? Let's say you go to Taco Bell and their menu.
Taco Bell has coffee?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But I mean, their menu is so confusing at this point. Like, I don't know what that stuff is. I don't know what a gordita is. Like, they don't either. Because whatever you order there, you get a burrito. That's what you get, no matter what it is.
With some grade F meat.
Yes.
Or whatever grade.
You're
it is.
being generous. It's
Put the
meat.
fire sauce on it. You won't
It's
taste
meat.
anything. Put the fire sauce on it. It'll be delicious.
Yeah, you don't
It'll be
see them doing
delicious.
the quotes in the background. It's like, would you like beef with that? Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't understand that menu. Like, I don't know what that shit is. A gordita, a momita, banana
Or when
fanta.
you remember when they like mixed it all together? It was like the crunchy taco and
Yeah.
the soft taco and
Yeah.
the stuff inside. And it's like, what is that?
It's called a thing.
And it was like, it was basically stank beans with some kind of beef.
That's what it was.
Because I tried one. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, what is the crunch wrap? Or whatever it was. And I was like, no, it's not crunch wrap. Whatever that, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
It was
I know
like
exactly what it was.
And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it just tasted like stank refried beans.
Well, so
I mean, that's what it, and I was like, all you can taste is the stank beans.
and so this is what I think of
Of coffee.
Of coffee, because the menu is just impossible to understand. I don't know what this shit is.
I'll take the caramel macchiato mocha skim venti slice
I went one time. I was in Seattle.
watata.
I was in Seattle once, and everybody, of course, in the car. We're all like, there's like 5 of us, right? And the guy
Oh
stops
yeah,
at the
gotta
drive-thru,
go, gotta go.
and like,
Gotta
and,
go.
And so, you know, everybody's getting this. Oh yeah, I'll take a blah 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 with a shot of blah blah blah, and this. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell that is. They're like, Dave, do you want anything? And I'm like, I don't know what to order because I just don't understand what.
Can I
all
have
this shit
coffee
is.
with cream?
And so she is a super nice lady. She goes, well, what do you like? I'm like, listen, if I make my own coffee, which is very rare, like I'm talking maybe 3 times a year I drink coffee, maybe. I'm like, it looks like a vanilla milkshake when I'm done. That's the only way I want to drink it. Tons of cream, tons of sugar.
There's no coffee in there, basically, is what you're saying.
Right. Just enough coffee to melt the sugar. That's
This makes sense to me. That would be how my coffee would be, but I don't drink coffee.
Yeah. So I told her
Instead,
that.
we drink Monster.
That's right.
Or Dr. Pepper or energy drink stuff from Aldi, whatever, that has no red 40 dye, so my ADD doesn't get any worse.
So I told her, right? I'm like, that's what I like. And she goes, well, you'd probably like a white mocha. I said, okay, you're the coffee lady. I don't understand. And so they gave me a white mocha, right?
What did you think about said white mocha?
I don't know.
It did not taste like your coffee.
It didn't.
You know why? Because they left some coffee in that shit.
Probably.
And
Probably.
you were like, no. Nay.
Nay. I say nay.
This is not.
So
There's too much coffee in this.
it's just I hear people making their orders for coffee and then there's a conversation about it. Like somebody goes and gets the coffee.
Oh, it's a big thing.
And then they bring the coffee back and like a cup of coffee at the Quick Sack years ago, right? Was like 50 cents or just free, right?
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. At the Quick Sack, I get my coffee and show me some love.
I mean, old Earl at the Quick Sack at 3 a.m. Shit, just take it. I mean, he doesn't care, but
We only ran it through the filter once. It's like motor oil.
right?
Stuff is thick.
It's pretty thick.
Put some hair on your chest. Right?
But now, like, if you go to Starbucks or any of these other coffee places, I mean, like, your coffee might be $10.
Yeah.
And coffee.
People spend a lot of money on the Starbucks.
I don't understand it.
People spend a lot of money on the Starbucks.
I feel like I'm missing out too.
But you don't like coffee.
I know, but
So you're not missing out.
What's it called? What's that called? FOMO? Is it
I have-
the fear of missing out? Is it FOMO? That's what people say. This is a thing.
Stop.
No, this is a thing.
Stop. You're being so sus. FOMO and the freaking coffee like that. Take that, America. Didn't expect that from Doc.
Nope.
FOMO.
FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. There's other ones too, like
Momo.
homo.
Foobar. Did you really just say
All the O's.
So the FCC won't let me be or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
I'm raw this weekend.
We just lost our
raw.
sponsorship because that was plagiarism. Anyway.
But yeah, so people like it's so here's the way this works. You get together in the morning, right?
And you have a coffee session?
And somebody says, hey, I'm going to go do a coffee run. What would you like? And then everybody's orders are like this long because it's not just normal.
It's like we're going to like the sandwich shop to get some delicious food, except it's coffee.
Yeah. And then when you bring the coffee back, then you have to talk about your coffee, right? Like you got to stay in this little circle, drink your coffee, and say, I used to get what you got, but now I started getting this because it does this.
Does this happen at your workplace?
This happens at every workplace that I've ever been at, ever. And again, a company I used to work for, we were in Seattle a lot, and it was worse there. Just like listening to people talk about their coffee, and it's like, Dave, do you want anything? Yeah, I'll take a water. Just give me a water. It's fine.
A white mocha.
Follow
the white mocha.
like white
something about this seems like a paradox.
Yeah, the white mocha.
Right?
Yeah.
White mocha.
Yeah.
It can't be.
Right.
It's like you don't understand.
You park in the driveway and drive on the parkway.
Right.
The world is a crazy place.
Like, what is going on? So, I mean, I've never been a coffee person. Of course, lots of people just love their cup of joe, however you.
But you've never been a coffee person?
No.
That's interesting to me because I just assumed,
made it all. Oh, hell no.
I just assumed doctors were.
No. I went all the way through med school and all the way through residency and been out for a hot minute and, been practicing for over 13 years. And no, I hate coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate it. I don't even like if anything's coffee flavored, it's just butt. I mean, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
no, I don't like it. And I've tried different things and people try to get me like that. Oh, try the iced coffee. No, it still tastes like coffee with ice in it.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
That's not good at all.
So I'll get a hot chocolate.
Sure.
Which I have done before, except Starbucks hot chocolate. I'd rather have the Swiss Miss make it myself hot chocolate. It's bitter. They use like the bitter chocolate at Starbucks.
It's like the baking cocoa.
It's not good. It's not good. I'm sorry. I know people love it, but I don't like it. My girls don't like it. Anyway. Yeah, it's no good.
I'm such a hot chocolate snob though. Like it has to be milk. Like it can't be water.
Because you had the cocoa motion.
I do have the cocoa motion.
The cocoa motion with me. So no, I mean, now lots of people getting coffee. I mean, lots of money spent on coffee. Lots of colleagues of mine, coffee.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
They had the coffee bar, in obviously down at the hospital. Everybody'd be getting up in there, getting some coffee. Never. They would always ask, "Hey, you want some coffee?" I'd be like, "No, I'd rather just die."
You're gonna hear something.
Hadn't been to bed in 30 hours. I do not want any coffee. It's terrible. Where's my Dr. Pepper? And I'm not saying I should drink that, but no, energy drink stuff is much better because you do a little squirt. Good. You don't have to worry about the sugar. You don't have to worry about the coffee taste. You can get any kind of flavor you want.
Right.
It gives you that boost. It's just like drinking a cup of coffee and it doesn't taste like ass. So, so no.
What's your favorite flavor of coffee? Ass flavor.
Ass coffee. Now, when I was in med school, they did have the Vault. I think we've talked about this before. Do you remember Vault?
Oh, I remember it. Yeah.
Liquid cocaine, let me just tell you. And I'm glad they got rid of that stuff because there's no telling how bad that really was for you. But
digesting
a lot
you from
of
the
people,
inside out.
A lot of people hitting the Vault. Yes.
Do you want to hear something I don't think I've ever said out loud? I've only said to myself.
I'm ready.
I know. I love it when I say this because you're the look on your face, like I don't know what the hell he's going to say.
I have no idea. No, this was not. No, we're just going.
It's here's one of the like. There's some things that just have always just kind of grossed me out, right? Like I see something that grosses me, and some of them aren't like just exclusive to me.
Understand.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
Some things it's just like if you see somebody walking down the street and they take a shit on themselves, that's gross, right? That's disgusting, and nobody wants to see that.
How often have you?
I've actually witnessed this more than once.
Was that in Seattle?
No. One of the stories I can't tell on air because it's a little. It's nobody in the family or anything, but it's a sensitive subject.
Understand
around it. I'll happily tell you off air.
Understand.
But that one I will never forget. But anyway, so some things just gross me out.
That I could see that.
But you know what is one of the things, and I don't know why it grosses me out, and I'm interested to know if this grosses you out. But it's like a coffee mug with lipstick on it.
No, that didn't gross me out.
It just grosses me out.
Really?
And I don't know why. I don't get it. Lipstick doesn't gross me out. Coffee mugs don't gross me out. But if I see a coffee mug
with lipstick,
it's just I don't know. I don't know. It just grosses me out. And I have no.
Just shows me those lips are being pressed hard on that mug. Makes you wonder. So No, it doesn't. Crapping on yourself doesn't really either, because I've seen that.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
Now, if I was walking down the street and somebody just completely sharded, or like if we were in a restaurant and it's like puddles of Duke, like when I'm trying to eat my calamari or whatever,
Your seafood tower.
I'd be like, I'm eating the seafood. Oh, no. I asked for cocktail sauce, not brown sauce.
Sorry, your
Your
waiter has shat himself.
That is not a fishy smell. You ate a bird.
The one that I can't tell the whole story. I can tell at least part of it.
You want to tell the whole story.
I do so bad. But this person was wearing sweats, and like you could see the lump forming.
Are you sure you can't tell this story?
Oh no, you'll know why when I tell you, because like there's some sensitivity. Like I wouldn't be.
Let me tell you something. Everybody has sharded at least once in their life.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just
I'm doing it right now.
So,
right.
So if you try and act like you haven't, you're a liar. Yeah. You're just, because sometimes it's just one of those things, and you know,
it's a little bit of a surprise, right? It's like, oh, I thought that was a farce.
Yes, and that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. We've all been there. A fully formed lump, though, that's a different level. That's a different level. It's like, you waited too long. Either that, or we have some fecal incontinence, and we need to discuss that.
I did. Why? What? We always end up talking about shit on this pod. I think it's my fault. I think it's completely my fault, because this is like every week.
I think it's one of your obsessions.
I think it is too,
and it's okay.
I think
it's
it is too.
I mean, it's it's okay.
I was at a restroom in an airport once, and I heard a guy in the stall
keeps going,
and he was like pounding the wall. I'm not kidding.
You're lying.
No, I'm not joking. It was terrible. He was like, oh, like, and then like, boom, boom. Like, dude. Like, let everything rest for a minute. Then I'm like,
I have been in the airport bathroom in Atlanta, and somebody, obviously trying to get down. And you hear it splatter the floor because they had massive diarrhea because they didn't. And I'm like, how the hell did you not aim that right? I mean, just sit down on the thing and worry about the hepatitis later. I mean, get your butt on the seat and just let it go. I'm like, how did you miss? I think they were trying to hover. And
right.
And you're just asking for trouble if it's a wet one.
Yeah, if it's a shotgun blast, man, it's going everywhere. Fire! Oh.
Oh my. It's like the scatter gun.
Just everywhere.
Killing everybody. We're just shooting them all down. Oh man.
What's that artist? What's that artist that does the abstract shit like that?
Picasso?
No.
Of turds?
No. They don't actually paint shit, but it just looks like it's splattered.
Oh, Monet. No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Hang on, let me see. No, I've got a
Andy Warhol. No.
Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, I wasn't coming with that. Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, that's always the joke when it's, like somebody takes a black light in a room and they're like, oh God, it looks like a Jackson Pollock.
There you go.
Ooh. Anyway, so you people in your coffee, it's not going to go away.
That'll also stimulate your bowel movements since we're on that theme.
Yeah.
Get you going. People but it's like
too much coffee and it's coming. It's coming.
But so basically, I mean, right. So you're over that. They literally sit there and analyze it as if we were at a wine tasting thing, or it's like a Chop Chef and
I taste the nuts,
the texture and the nuts that all the different things, and they're like analyzing it as if we're an expert of the coffee.
And wine drives me nuts too, because it's like, dude, that's a grape that like some animal took a shit on. Okay, that's what you're drinking. It's a grape that somebody took a shit on. Purposely. They threw shit on it on purpose to grow it.
And perhaps some places they actually use their feet to mash it.
Yeah. You remember the video of the lady on the news station that was doing that? And so it was like they were on top of the thing and they were both like squashing the grapes or whatever. They were stepping on them.
Uh-huh.
And she was reporting live and she fell. Do you not remember this?
No.
It's awful because like I don't think she broke her arm. I think she dislocated her shoulder, but like they're still on the air and she's just like going,
Why are we laughing at that? That's terrible.
Because it's hilarious. Family Guy even did a
don't
spoof
remember.
of it.
I don't remember that.
I'll
That's
show
terrible.
you.
That is terrible.
I'll show you. This is such a random show.
Well, because
I'm
we're
off my
just
game because it's
you can't concentrate. So all right, so let's get down to it.
So big shout out to, by the way, Rob
Yes.
Stats Guerrera. I've seen him all week. He got to Radio Row. He got to Vegas, and he's like doing 9 shows a day. We were hoping to talk with him today, and he's a busy guy. So we'll talk to Rob and get hopefully in a joyful manner maybe next week, talking and celebrating as the 6th Lombardi Trophy. But in honor of the Super Bowl, and I almost just want to go through each of these, and we can just talk about the ones that we agree or don't agree with.
Magic montage.
So this is a ranking from our friends. I say that very loosely at ESPN.
Oh no! Oh no!
Because there's been 57 teams who've won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Until the Niners win on Sunday, and so this is ranking all of those teams. So how do you want to do this? Do you want me just to name them quickly and then we can talk about like?
I think yeah, or it may be something where you want to interject right there, but yeah, I think just starting.
Yeah, so here we go. So number 57, dead last, is the 1970 Baltimore Colts.
All right.
56 is the 2011 New York Giants.
Ooh,
That's interesting to me. Yeah.
that was the second time they beat the Pats.
That was
Is that right?
I think
That's the second time.
21-17, a team that had the worst defense to ever play at a Super Bowl. Yeah, because they survived the 49ers. Because the Niners, they beat the Niners in OT, and they played the Patriots.
Because that was not the
second.
David Tyree catch. I think that was 2009, maybe.
Maybe.
Ish.
Yeah.
Anyway, but okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm with you.
55 is the 2001 New England Patriots. That one's interesting because that seems kind of low for that team because that team kind of came out of nowhere.
I think that's why they do that, though. I mean, it was just kind of one of those destiny things. They just got hot, but they, how good were they really? I mean, obviously, really good. They won the Super Bowl, but it's they had some fortune. I get that.
Yeah, that's when Drew Bledsoe got hurt.
Yep,
and that was Jackass came in,
and that was that.
Although what people don't realize is in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure that Bledsoe played in the playoffs, though. I think that Brady came in and I don't think Brady started that whole rest of that season. I think Bledsoe came back in, too.
I'd have to look that up.
But, again, I hate the Patriots. 1987, Washington Redskins, 54. That was a really good team.
And they came in at 54.
Yeah, 54.
They beat the Broncos bad. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right.
They did. At the time,
Doug Williams.
I think that was the worst loss in Super Bowl history
Until they lost to the 49ers.
Right. I think right. And then they lost to the Niners by 45 points, which is still the worst in history. 53
Which is why I did find some joy when John Elway finally did win a Super Bowl.
Oh, me too.
I mean, I think that was anyway, keep going.
And he beat the Packers, and that was beautiful.
When the old man was running for the goal line and he does the full 180 helicopter where he gets hit, I was like up out of my seat, pumped up, and he gets up and he's pumping his fists, and I was like, they're going to win.
Yeah,
and
me too.
And then of course next year they just beat the crap out. Yeah, anyway, keep going.
They played the Falcons.
It was the Falcons. They beat the far out of them.
The dirty birds. That whole crap.
Yeah, and they whooped them.
Yeah,
they whooped them.
Never mind. I was going to say something. Number 53, the 2007 New York Giants, which is the team that beat the undefeated jackasses from New England.
Huge upset.
Huge upset.
Huge. And again, David Tyree makes an impossible catch.
That was the duct tape and Velcro catch.
Yeah, it's like what in the world was on your helmet and your hands? Because how? And
I mean, Eli should have been sacked, and he like runs around.
Yes.
And like I don't even know how that play even happened. I still don't know.
Because God doesn't like the Patriots either.
Well, that's the truth.
I mean, that's it. That's it. He said, nah, you're not going to win. Sorry.
Let's see. So number 52 was the 1981 San Francisco 49ers.
How about that?
Yeah. That team was an interesting, that was the year of the catch, right? Like, Mike Clark.
Yes.
Played the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Got it on the wall the first time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's back there. But he
didn't have to hit a slant to John Taylor to win the second time.
Yeah. And so
28-24.
This was like almost a boring football game.
Anyway,
this was a boring football game because like in the first half was awful. Like just nothing was going on. And then an offensive explosion in the second half. I think it was 26-21 the final on that one. Niners won. But they would play the Bengals again just not very, about 7-8 years later.
I think that was 88.
Yeah, it was.
Look at that. See, I'm here for you.
I love it, man.
Right?
I love the fact that you've just been like brainwashed into being a Niners fan. I love it.
I mean, I love football. I mean, I do. I
know.
And I'm not, but I mean, I do remember these. I mean, I was alive for this stuff.
I know. Yeah.
We're
both old.
Anyway, right.
That's right. Number 51 is the 1968 New York Jets.
Okay.
Number 50 is the 2012 Baltimore Ravens. Of course, they beat the Niners in Super Bowl 47. So I don't even really want to talk about that. Number 49 is
Moving on.
The 1980 Oakland Raiders. A friend of mine, his parents were at that game, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So that's one of the last times the Raiders were really that good.
Wear the silver, we wear the black. Don't get in our way.
Number 48 is the 2018 New England Patriots. And that was
very interesting.
That was the year they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, all because of D Ford jumping off sides. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't jump off sides, then the game's over and the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl. But
I think it speaks to some of these wins. I mean, obviously they're a good team. I mean, they won the Super, but some fortunate things happening for them to get them their ring.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's the odds he's going to jump off sides? Oh, he did.
No, I know.
And there it is.
And then he came to San Francisco and he did it again at a playoff game. It's like, dude, come on.
You don't learn your lesson.
Number 47 was the 2015 Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Which is a very good football team, very good defensive football team for sure. Mm-hmm. Number 46 was the 2006 Indianapolis Colts.
Man, screw these people. That's bullshit.
Listen, some of these are like blow me away because like some of these teams are really good. Number 45 was the 2003 New England Patriots.
So none of those Patriot teams at this point are ranked high. I mean, that's 3, right? That's 3. And man.
Number 44, the 2010 Green Bay Packers. They beat, I think they beat the Steelers that year in the Super Bowl. Number 43 was the 1982 Washington Redskins.
Okay.
Let's see. Number 42, the 1974 Steelers. 41, the 2014 New England Patriots. Number 40, the 1969 Kansas City Chiefs. 39, the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles. 38, the 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers. 37, the 2016 New England Patriots. 36, the 1967 Green Bay Packers. I'm just going to take their word for those because I wasn't alive. Number 35, the 1976 Oakland Raiders. I think they only lost one game that year. Number 34, the 2021 Rams, which I mean, if dude doesn't fall down, Joe Burrow throws the game-winning touchdown pass. Like
I just don't agree with that.
34 is just a weird.
Some of those teams that are behind that, I just don't agree with that at all.
Number 33 is the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Now, listen, I hate the Ravens, and there's murderers on that team, but I don't like that team. But like
that defense, though,
that defense is one of the best I've ever seen.
That's I don't like that.
That 2000 Baltimore Ravens team would have beaten a lot of teams.
I disagree with that. Right? I mean, but they're doing that because it's Dilfer. I mean,
right.
But I mean, they played a great game against the Giants. I mean, they did. But it's because it was Dilfer. They just don't.
Can you say that last name without laughing?
Dilfer. No.
Number 32, the 2009 New Orleans Saints.
So I'm irritated about this because you put them that highly versus my 2006 Colts.
Yep.
Now I'll give you the Broncos because Peyton obviously his skills had diminished.
Sure.
Their defense was awesome.
Defense.
So I will give you that. But to put that team that much further ahead, I just don't buy that. That's bullcrap. I don't agree with that.
Number 31, the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Number 30, the 1990 New York Giants. And again, that defense for the Giants that year, they beat the Niners in the NFC Championship, broke Joe Montana's wrist on purpose. They did. I mean, let's be honest. He said it after the game. I mean, he said, yeah, I squeezed till I heard something pop. So then, all right, then I hate you forever. Then you basically ended the career of Joe Montana. I mean, it did. Right.
I mean, that's true.
But Roger Craig just, all he needed was a yard, and the Niners would have went to
that's true.
Super
and
Bowl.
He didn't get it.
Steve Young would have started.
And they would have won. They would have won.
Of course they would have.
They would have won. Seriously.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they were playing the Bills, and everybody beats the Bills in the Super Bowl. That's what happens.
Four falls of Buffalo.
Oh, God, it was so depressing. I watched that.
It's a good 30 for 30, but it'll
good.
make you very sad, yes.
Because I really liked Jim Kelly. I really liked some of those teams and Thurman Thomas. And
I like Marv Levy.
Oh, I do too. It's like, dude, find your helmet, dude. Are you serious? Come on, man. Really? Oh, I don't know what I did with it, Dad. You're an adult.
Right. It's like, yeah. For the biggest game ever.
Right. It's like
you can't find your helmet.
Yeah. Number 29 is the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Number 28 is the 1977 Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
27 is the 1986 New York Giants.
Okay.
I'm getting all nose running. Like this is just like
you're getting stimulated. You're getting stimulated.
What it is. I get stimulated.
Lindsay had to be tweaking on your nipples later. Trying to calm you down.
Number 26 is the 1988 San Francisco 49ers, which again, as we were talking about, the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 20.
Icky Woods, the Icky Shuffle.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to do that. Sorry, Icky. Sorry, Icky.
I was for the Bengals in that game. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay.
I'm not going to lie.
Everybody's a little misguided in their life at times. It's okay. My boss is a Raiders fan. I mean, he's just misguided. I understand. Listen, people take wrong paths all the time. You can always redeem yourself. Football is very forgiving that way.
Oh, right.
Number 25, the 1993 Dallas Cowboys, another good team. The number 24 is the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't like that the Steeler teams are that high because I just.
Here's what I'll say about that game. I mean, that's the only Super Bowl that I have any recollection of where the head official, the referee of the game, came out 3 years later and said, "Yeah, I blew it." Mm-hmm. Because I mean, the Seahawks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think they should be rated that high. I really don't.
I don't either.
I really don't. I think that's. Anyway, keep going.
Here's the funny one. I mean, number 23 is the 72 Dolphins. It's the only undefeated team in the history of football.
That's bullcrap.
Number 23?
That's bullcrap.
Like, that's one of those that had they put them as number one, I can't argue with that. I don't think there's a lot of teams that
that's called we're looking at the present and the sexiness of today versus what was really going on back in the day, and that's garbage.
I mean, that's
the only team that ever went undefeated, and you put them at 23.
And it wasn't your grandma's Miami Dolphins, right? Like this is like they were a hard-nosed football team. They ran the ball. Their defense was amazing. Again, they went 17-0.
That's
it's hard to argue. Like that's one
poop.
of those.
That's
even
poop.
I'm such a diehard Niner fan, but if they had been number one on this list, I would have been like, okay, I mean,
yeah, that's terrible.
the best team that I ever saw, I actually haven't looked at this list, so we're looking at this at the same time. I didn't want to look at it. I
Understand.
So, the best team that I ever saw was the 89 49ers. In my mind, the Denver Broncos would agree. But I mean, that was the best team that I ever saw. But if you came to me and said, yeah, Dave, but the Dolphins were undefeated. Okay. You got
Right.
me.
Understand.
You got me.
I'm with
right?
you. I'm with you.
So number 22 is the 1983 Los Angeles Raiders.
Okay.
Because they were no longer the Oakland Raiders at that
Right,
time because
right.
they have identity crisis.
Right. You're like,
Number 21 is the 1971 Jackasses, better known as the Dallas Cowboys. Number 20 is the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And again, they kicked the shit out of the Chiefs, like 31-9 or something in the Super Bowl. Actually, it probably tells me this here. Oh, yeah, right there. How about that? Yeah, they won that game 31-9.
but that's a team that got hot at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
So basically what they're saying is that they were just completely underperforming and then just figured it out.
They were 7-5 at one point in time.
That's
and
what
then
I'm
just
saying.
didn't lose another game.
Right.
But yeah, they were awful.
I don't agree with that. I think no. You
Number-
got hot, but you're not better than a lot of those other
Yeah.
teams that are listed, particularly the undefeated Dolphins.
Yes. Number 19 is the 97 Denver Broncos, one of my favorite Super Bowl teams.
Yes.
Loved that team.
Yes. Beat the Packers, beat
yeah.
Favre.
Packers. I loved it.
Me too.
Because the Packers were trying to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's right.
Favre was higher than a kite. Number 18 is the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs. I don't want to talk about them. Number 17 was the 1994 San Francisco 49ers on January 29th of 1995. The score was 49-26. Steve Young threw
Over
six
the
touchdown
Chargers
passes.
and Stan Humphries.
Yes, Stan Humphries got jacked in that game. They beat the Cowboys the week prior, 38-28, to finally get over that hump to get to the Super Bowl and then demolish the Chargers. Interestingly enough, a team that they had played like 6 weeks before in the regular season. Little tidbit for you there, but that team ranked 17th. That seems a little high, honestly, for that team. It was a great football team, but it seems a little high. But just if I'm being honest,
I think some of this, I mean, it's obviously subjective. I think some of this is you fall in love with the fact, hey, that's Young leading the team versus what traditionally had been going on. I think that's where that throws them up higher.
yeah. I mean, he did throw 6 touchdown passes.
Right.
I mean, so it was
Very good team. Not disputing that, but I think that's I think that's a little high.
I mean, they did lose to the Eagles that year, 40-8 in the second week of the season. It was bad. But anyway, number 16, which is a great number, the 1999 St. Louis Rams, greatest show on turf.
Okay.
Number 15 was the 79 Steelers. Number 14 was the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tony Dungy and company there. Well, sorry, actually,
No,
it was
his
Gruden.
team, but it was Gruden that got
I always call it. Yeah, I always call it.
It was
Dungy's
Tony
team because it
Dungy's
was
team,
Tony Dungy's team.
and they put the whole thing together. And then I mean, I know people love Gruden, and I like Gruden too, but I mean, he basically won Tony Dungy's Super Bowl.
Well, he did, and then got to play against the team that he was coaching.
Right.
For.
Yeah,
I mean, dude,
with the Raiders and Rich Gannon.
God, Jerry Rice, who called a touchdown pass in that game.
Right.
Number 13 was the 1966 Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Number 12 was the 2013 Seattle Seahawks.
I will say this.
Good defense.
In terms of defenses that I have seen in my lifetime, definitely one of the best, particularly with the rules and things in play nowadays.
Yeah.
To be able to perform. And I mean, they just waxed the Broncos in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
That was hard to watch.
Yeah, 43-8, I think was the final.
Yeah, it was a whooping. It was a whooping.
Number 11 was the 84 49ers.
Okay.
Beat Marino.
Beat
and
Marino's
the
only
Dolphins.
Super Bowl. Marino's only Super Bowl.
And the Niners almost went undefeated that year. They were 18-1, which was impressive. But,
So we're getting in here with the 89 49ers are still in play. The Bears are still in play.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So number 10 is the 1998 Denver Broncos. Great football team.
Interesting.
Again. Yeah.
I mean, great team. No, I agree. Okay.
And they just destroyed the Falcons, as we were
Yes, they
talking
did.
about in the Super Bowl.
With Dan Reeves as coach.
Yeah. Number 9 is the 1995 Dallas Cowboys. I think they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and that was Neil O'Donnell, right? He forgot what color his jersey was.
Goodson was it Goodson? Yeah, I think it was Goodson got the pick.
It's Larry Brown, I think.
Larry Brown, I can't remember.
I think it was Larry Brown.
But yes, he totally forgot who he was. Yes.
I mean, threw it right to him. Like,
yes,
I mean,
he did.
I mean, like, just it's like, dude, you're a what a fuck.
Yeah. What were you doing?
What a fuck up.
Because that was a terrible read.
Because I mean, that Steelers team was really good.
Yeah.
They were just. I mean, had they had a mediocre quarterback, they would have beat the Cowboys. I don't even think it even. I mean, with Neil O'Donnell, they almost did it. Neil O'Donnell, him and Dilfer and whatever. Number 8 is the 1975 Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 7 is the 2004 New England Patriots.
Okay.
Number 6 is the 73 Miami Dolphins. Now,
did they reverse that?
No. The number 6 is 73 Dolphins. And it even says the 72 squad is famous for going undefeated, but this team, they said, was a better team. They went 15-2 that year.
Okay.
And beat the Vikings.
I mean, at least they're not completely stupid because you put one of those Dolphin teams in there, but that's weird.
Well,
okay.
It is ESPN.
It is ESPN. Okay.
Number 5 is the 92 Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Yes.
Good team.
Very good team.
They're a bunch of assholes, but it was a good team.
Yes.
Number 4, the 1996 Green Bay Packers.
No. Hell no.
How is that number 4?
No. They're in love with Favre and all that, man. No.
Yeah, I mean, they beat
that is wrong.
They beat the Patriots at the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did. They did.
Desmond Howard returned to kick. He was the MVP, I think.
Yes, he was. No.
It's like 35, 20-something.
No.
But, like, the Patriots came back in that second half and made that a ball game.
No, that is not. They are not. It was number 4?
It's number 4.
No.
You know, I got snowed in at my brother's house.
That's poop. I got snowed in at the Super Bowl.
Did
when
you?
I went to Super Bowl, when I went and saw the Broncos, we were in Lodi, New Jersey, and it was a massive snowstorm, and we couldn't go home the next day. That was actually so. I was with my buddy Chris, and we'd stayed at his friend Jana's house, and Jana and her roommate were there, and they actually both work. They work for the NBA.
Yeah,
honestly, they still work for the NBA because their headquarters is in New Jersey over the bridge. Anyway, and we couldn't get out, and so we actually stayed an extra day up in New Jersey.
That's cool.
Because you couldn't get anywhere. It was nuts. It was crazy.
And that's an area of the country that is used to snow and do probably a really good job of clearing roads.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they got it done, but we could in the morning because of course it happened Super Bowl night.
Yeah.
And I mean we were going to leave the next day, and we couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I mean, you just couldn't. And then by the evening they had it all, everything was good. Like we actually took the girls out to dinner just to kind of say, hey, thanks for letting us stay an extra day.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And then the next day we left. But I mean, it was a lot of snow.
Yeah.
It was a lot of snow. I mean, there's pictures of Chris, like we took his truck up there, and I mean, you can't see the truck.
Wow.
So, I mean, it was like probably not a foot, but probably close to a foot of snow. But yeah, by the next day, they had it all fixed, and we drove home.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but yeah, so number 4, the 1996 Green Bay Packers. That I don't understand that one.
No.
Number 3, here's the 89 49ers.
All right.
3. And I'm okay with them being ranked 3rd here. Like, I'm fine with that. Like,
I think that team had to be in the top 5, or you just really, I mean, they've lost some credibility with that number 4 for sure. But I mean, man, how could you not put 89 in there?
Yeah, this even says, hey, there's like a good argument that this should be number 1. It's the best team that I've ever seen. And again, you had John Taylor in his prime. You had Jerry Rice in his prime.
They're going to put it. Okay,
and you had Joseph at quarterback, the greatest quarterback to ever play. Just, I mean, ever.
Maybe.
Ever.
Maybe.
He's the best.
It depends on what you're looking at.
I am looking at greatness when I look at him. That is what I'm looking at.
I think you're looking at probably the greatest winner. But for pure skill, hard to know. Different time too. So different aspect of
it's when you could beat the shit
of rules and things.
Yeah.
But there is a 7-time Super Bowl champion and there's a 5-time NFL MVP. that would probably have a little bit of discussion in the conversation. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, but he's a jackass.
Just saying.
He's
Just
a
saying.
jackass.
Peyton Manning's not a jackass.
Not talking about Peyton Manning.
He's 5-time MVP though.
Yeah.
Brady only had 2 or 3. Yeah.
That's because nobody likes him. Nobody's going to vote for him as MVP.
Damn,
because-
that's mean. All right. So, but again, okay. So I'm okay with 3.
No, I was fine with it.
I'm okay with 3. And like I said, they had to be in the top 5 because I agree. I mean, if you look at just dominance, yes.
So I'm looking at
the Bears are still in play.
It's right, and that's what I was going to say. It's like, so there's only 2 teams left here.
Yes.
And number 2 is the 85 Bears because that team.
Wow. Wow.
That's always one of those games too, because I've talked to a lot of Bears fans, and I'm like, I would have loved the 85 Bears and the 89 49ers to have played because I think it'd been a really good game.
Yes. Sweetness did not get a touchdown in that.
I know.
And they totally screwed that.
Mike
Ditka totally acknowledged it.
Ditka said, like, he's like, Ditka's like, I'm just coaching the game. And like, I'm not thinking. And like, he said, had anyone on the staff came up to me and said, hey, Walter Payton hadn't scored a touchdown, he's like, we would have done it. Like, it would know. He's like, he said it was his fault. But yeah. But the refrigerator scored because, he's in all the commercials, but not the guy that got you there.
Right. And my opinion still, I think he's the greatest running back. He or Jim Brown.
I
mean, I know Emmett has the record and all the things, but I still think Sweetness and Jim Brown, hands down.
Not Barry Sanders?
No.
Not in that list?
He's on the list, but I'm telling you, for my 2, I really...
It's hard to argue about.
I would put Barry before Emmett. I would put Barry before Emmett.
I would too because Barry never had the team that Emmett had. Never.
That's true.
That guy.
I mean, that's true too.
A 30-yard touchdown is like a 70-yard run for Barry Sanders.
That's true.
But Jim Brown was just a monster, and Walter Payton was amazing.
I think it's just hard. Yeah, it's hard not to.
What about Ricky Williams? Just kidding. He's high on life.
He's hitting some ayahuasca and some dope.
So number 1, I'm looking at it.
You're not liking it either.
Well,
comparatively.
So okay. So they won the Super Bowl, right? They won the Super Bowl 37-20 something, 37-24, I think was the final.
Okay.
I don't know. Any idea who it is before I just say it? I wouldn't have guessed this as the number 1 team.
37-24.
I remember this team. I remember watching the Super Bowl. I remember.
So it's in our lifetime. So
it's in our lifetime, and they played a team that we've just talked about that had been in a few Super Bowls. I can tell you if you don't.
Just tell me.
Okay. It's the 1991 Washington Redskins.
No.
It's with Mark Rippon and
no.
Yeah. I mean, again,
no.
They beat some people. They blew some people out during the season.
Oh no. They beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills in the Super Bowl.
No.
This is what Mark Rippon and
no.
And I'm reading like some of the stats in this.
Wow. No, I would not have ever guessed that.
Yeah, it looks like so they won games that season. They beat Detroit 45-0, beat the Cardinals 34-0, Eagles 23-0, Falcons 56-17, Rams. But I mean, they lost 2 games that year. They had a 37-10 lead over the Bills with half of the fourth quarter left. Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Now, I mean, that Buffalo team.
They did start 11-0.
Offensively, I guess that's what they're also saying is you had a juggernaut because that
I guess
the first Super Bowl Bills team that obviously wide right against the Giants.
Yeah,
that was their best shot to win.
Oh, it was
the championship. Like they should have won.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And then after that, I mean, particularly by the time it got to the 4th one, I mean, that was just a joke when they played the Cowboys.
Well, they had a lead at halftime in that game. over the Cowboys, like a 10-7 lead or something like it. Was a real.
Was that the first time or the second time?
Second time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know that.
The first time was 52-17. It was terrible. The second time was not.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I must have reversed that. Sorry. Thank you for the correction on the trivia. Yeah, but one of those they just.
The first one was 52-17. Don Beebe ran down Leon Lett. Because had Leon Lett scored,
that'd have been
they would have broken the record. And I was not having it. Because I'm like, you just beat my team 2 weeks ago. Now you're going to break our record? I already hate you. Right. You're going to go deeper on the list.
What an idiot. That guy.
Leon Lett.
That guy.
Cocaine on one hand and football on the other.
Yeah, his judgment was not good.
You
don't score until you score.
Right? That's true in life in general. Just ask Travis Kelce.
That's right.
Hopefully he scored. So Super Bowl 58. I will. I want to hand it to you too, is because you did pick this before the season started. You picked the Niners to get there and to win it. Mm-hmm. So I hope your full prediction comes true.
As do I.
It's interesting because I'm one of those weird people that actually take 49ers games personal, and I know it's ridiculous. But I was thinking about it. You
better have like a towel like Jerry Tarkanian to chew on during this game. Tark the shark.
Tark the shark.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I was thinking about this yesterday. I took the day off, worked most of the day, but I took the day off. Officially, I was not in the office.
You were in a cold sweat most of the day.
Yeah. And now just talking about it, like no joke, like just talking about it, like I'm getting antsy.
That juice is flowing. You got it.
So
it's Dave juice.
I was thinking about this though, because like when I was a kid, the first team that I ever watched was the 49ers. And I remember asking my brother, like, hey, who's that guy? And he goes, that's Joe Montana. I'm like, oh, he's pretty good. And my brother looks at me like, yeah, dumbass.
As any older brother would.
He would say that anyway, right?
Right. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. That's Jim Plunkett. You know what I'm saying?
That's Jimmy P, baby. And then, I get backhanded across the room. Shut up, asshole.
Right.
Dumbass kid.
Right.
So and then I've watched every Super Bowl they've been in, all 7, up until Sunday. And I was thinking about it, and I think that here's what I think about football now. And you look at coaches like Andy Reid, and you look at the way offenses are constructed now. Yeah. All of them basically came from the West Coast offense, which was a Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh didn't invent football. Most people who know me just assume that I think Bill Walsh invented football. He did not. But Bill Walsh took an organization.
It kind of comes across that way.
I mean,
that's why I say there were no other teams before the 49ers.
But you think about offenses now, right?
Sure. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
That coaching tree from Bill Walsh.
I get what you're saying.
Is unbelievable, and what he created, and it's not. He did a great book called "The Score Takes Care of Itself." Highly recommend, even if you're not a 49ers fan, because it's really cool. Because Bill Walsh, it's more about business and how to operate business. And it's like the little things. He gave the people answering the phone in the front office for the 49ers, here's exactly what I want you to say. It's like, don't ad-lib it. Here, I'm giving it to you on a placard in front of you. This is how you answer the phone. And people are like, well, why is he managing that? He did everything that way. It was the little things that he took care of. And when he took a guy, in the second or third round of Joe Montana and made him, again, my opinion, the greatest quarterback to ever play. But not only did he do that, though, but he also went out and got Steve Young.
Right.
When Steve Young went to the AFL and got $10, and that's all the money he ever got.
USFL.
USFL. Same difference. So he went to the defunct.
Right, I get it.
Yeah, so he went to the USFL, never got a paycheck, basically. They offered him $40 million, and it was an annuity. So then he ends up at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he hates it, and he's on the phone with his agent, and he's talking to the coaches there, and he's like, I got to get out of here. This is terrible. And Bill Walsh gets him, and then Bill Walsh creates a quarterback controversy because Joe Montana was starting to slide a little bit. Mm-hmm. His stats were getting lower. Bill Walsh created that whole thing just to get Joe to play better, which is hilarious. And then it pissed Steve off, and then Steve got better. So just, I mean,
and that was back when the loyalty was there. So neither one of them were going to leave until somebody had to. You see what I'm saying? Like now somebody jumped ship and well, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Because there's just no resiliency like that. It was just a different era. So it worked out perfectly for the timing too, because neither one of those guys was going to leave.
Right. And so I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, and so then you think about that coaching tree, right? And the Niners are going to play the Chiefs this weekend, and they're playing Andy Reid. Andy Reid has deep ties to the 49ers, Right. I mean, it's just funny to me. I don't know. I need the Niners to win this game. Like it's not a want. It is not a want.
Well, you do have a different quarterback this time.
I do.
And everybody's a little bit wiser. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
And it's the two best play callers in the game of Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan.
I was very happy when Andy Reid got his first Super Bowl. After that, I could care less. And I'm not a Mahomes fan. Mahomes is an excellent quarterback.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Travis Kelce is an excellent tight end. Pacheco has to have a good game. That I still think that's key for them. And then we'll see what Spags can do D coordinator wise against 49ers. And if he figures Kyle out, then they're going to have to adjust just like they did at halftime. I mean, against the Lions. I mean, they had nothing going.
Nope.
And they made all the right adjustments because they were the better team. I mean, we'll get back to that again. They were the better team.
I think so too.
And they were not playing to their full capability. The problem is you cannot do that to Kansas City.
No.
You cannot.
No.
So it's exciting. So I'm excited. I think it's a great. There's several great storylines, as there usually are, but I think you've got the potential here to have a really great game, and of course, I mean, I'm picking the 49ers, man. I'm picking the 49ers. Tried and true. They survived the scare last week. I think their defense wakes up. They played the awful game, towards the end of the year there. So I think they've kind of survived some of that terrible stuff and lived to tell the tale. Everybody's reasonably healthy coming in. That kind of undid them last year against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to get it. Now I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't see a blowout either way. I could be completely wrong. If it's a blowout and they just whoop them, that's fantastic. A la Tampa Bay against them, a couple years ago. But I think it is a tight game. I think you're talking 35-31 49ers.
Yeah. So I've went back and forth with this with the score because I've dreamed about this game. I'm not kidding.
Oh, my God.
And I've watched all the Madden simulations and stuff that people have done.
Right.
Some of them are so ridiculous. One of them, the Niners, won 56-3.
Nah, that
and
ain't happening.
Come on.
That ain't happening. I'm sorry. No,
no.
It'd be fantastic.
I would love it, but that's not
But there's no way. There's no way. No way.
I mean, actually, just to be honest, if it's a blowout, I would see Kansas City blowing the Niners out more than I would see the Niners blowing Kansas City out. I don't think it's going to happen, but if there was going to be
You're
a blowout,
actually seeing it the other way.
I could see it the other way. Now, both of these teams can score in a hiccup.
Right.
So,
and they do have Pat Mahomes, much as
they do, yeah. And I mean, he's only been sacked once in his playoff career. That tells you all you need.
And they won 2 road games this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Just saying.
It is going to be basically a home field advantage for the Niners. Super Bowl opening night, the Chiefs were getting booed. It was all Niners fans. I think it's going to be packed with Niners. I think it's going to be 70-30.
It probably will be. But again, Chiefs don't care. They really don't. And this is their 4th Super Bowl in 5 years. So you cannot deny the consistency and the greatness.
No.
So I don't think that's going to matter. I mean, it's kind of like some of those 49er teams. People were not rooting for them.
No.
Because they were just that dominant.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of that deal.
Yeah. And
so
I don't know. I thought about it, and the score that keeps popping in my head is 31-28 Niners.
All right.
That tight.
Yeah.
Do not like that. I hope it is 31-21, and then the Chiefs get a bogus touchdown.
Right, like a late score that didn't really affect anything, and it's just
much like the Lions, right? They scored, and we didn't really care. It's just eat up clock and score.
Right, it didn't matter. Right, it didn't.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm really nervous about it. And it's funny because, like, see, like my heart got broken years ago when they played the Ravens because as a Niners fan, you just, we don't lose Super Bowls. If we get there, we win. We don't get there all the time. So if we do get there, you're done. And when the Ravens beat us, I was like, oh.
That was kind of the wake up.
So this isn't just guaranteed every time. I don't understand. Although, again, I still say the best quarterback in the building didn't get to play that night. And then, we get to the...
That was the night that the lights went out at the Super Bowl.
And then we play, the Chiefs 4 years ago. And for the most part, I feel like we dominated that game to the last, like,
one
6.5 minutes.
You needed one first down.
Yeah, that's it.
One.
That
I was
it.
actually for Kansas City. I won't lie to you because I wanted Andy Reid to get one.
I wanted them to get their asses kicked.
I know, I understand. But again,
no. And then Emmanuel Sanders breaks free, and he's so wide open that, like, and again, all I saw after that in my head was Montana hits that. Steve Young makes
that throw.
And then my brain says, no, Dave, he wouldn't have had to because if Joe played with this team or Steve played with, it would have never been this close.
Right. They'd already. That's true too.
And again, Fred Warner almost picked off what became the game-winning touchdown. Yeah. It went like.
No, there were several. I mean, it just went. It was just.
Yeah.
It was just meant to be that the Chiefs were going to get it because there were so many close things.
Yeah.
That just happened to go their way. If those things don't go that way, like I said, one first down and the game's over.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Yeah. Much like you think about like the Falcons collapse, against the Patriots and. All they needed to do is just run the ball 3 times, kick a field goal, and that game's over.
Yep.
Like the Patriots just don't have enough time.
Yep.
And because Tom Brady was one of those guys like Patrick Mahomes, sometimes once you turn it on, you can't turn it off.
Right.
Like it's just like, okay, you got to keep them down. So I could actually see the Niners being super aggressive. I think if we win the toss, we actually might take the ball. I could see us being really aggressive and trying to jump out with a couple of scores quick. But I don't know.
Playing from behind is going to be hard for if they get down. I mean, touchdown's one thing, but you're down by multiple scores early. That's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So for either team, I mean, I would give the Chiefs more credit to play from behind for that level.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. If it gets like that, but that's where you say, right, you have to keep pouring on more steam.
Yeah.
And that's where the Falcons, that was their greatest error, is they kind of backed off on what was working instead of let's beat them 56-3 and just keep going. And then they just fell apart. And that was, what a monstrous collapse.
The world needs to understand something. World, you need to understand.
Hello, world.
The New England Patriots, jackasses, have 6 Lombardi trophies. The Pittsburgh Steelers have 6.
They do.
The 49ers have 5, folks.
Yes,
the world is not right.
Yeah, but won't that be bad if it's 666?
No, because
ooh, it can't happen.
Because it's the 49ers.
It can't happen, but that's the devil's number.
It's the devil.
Ooh,
is the Dallas Cowboys.
Brian. You should call Brian.
The devil is the Dallas Cowboys.
You should call Brian. They don't have 6.
They have 5.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have 5. Niners have 5. And as much as I love me, Super Bowl 16, 19, 23, 24, and 29.
You need 58.
I need 58.
Hey, if you're a numbers person, what's 29 times 2?
58.
Be twice as nice to have this one.
Yeah. All the number stuff has been hilarious with the Taylor Swift crap, right? Like her favorite number's 13, right? 4 plus 9 for the 49ers, 13. Brock Purdy's number's 13. Her flight's going to be 13 hours from Tokyo. Travis Kelce wishes he had a 13-inch
Python.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm nervous about the game if that's not coming across. I feel like it is. I'm a little tight.
It's okay. And you got to stew on it all day. That's what really makes it bad. And tomorrow. You got a day and a half.
I will not sleep tonight at all. No. Tonight's going to be...
You need to hit you some Benadryl or something.
I might actually have to do some ZQL.
I would probably highly recommend.
I might even take a nap today. Like, I'm not a nap person, but I might try to take a little, if nugget.
There'll be no napping tomorrow.
No. I'll probably wake up at 4 a.m.
I'll say you'll be pacing the floor in the morning.
The worst.
You should make some coffee.
Oh God. The worst is when it's like 5:30, because like I know we're an hour out. That's when it's going to be the worst. But yeah, I'll make me a white mocha.
There you go.
A little white mocha.
Follow the white rabbit.
Follow the white rabbit.
They'll draw a 13 in your cup.
Oh God.
With the
And Chiefs fans, listen.
mocha skim stuff.
If you lose tomorrow, just from the words of your greatest fan, shake it off. Just shake it off. And the Niners will go out in style.
Because the players want to play, and the haters want to hate. And I'm just going to shake it off.
It's on Doc's playlist.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.
Don't let me down, damn it. I mean, the beginning of the year, I said this. I predicted it.
You did.
Nostradamus. Nostradakis.
Nostradamus.
That's it. I didn't wager dadgummit. I can't believe I didn't wager anything. Anyway, thank y'all very much.
Thanks, folks.
If you're in Germany, you're in Japan, you're in Thailand, wherever the heck you're at, we appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Almost 35,000 subscribers now. It just keeps going up. Love it. All things Dave and Doc on our website. You can get there by open a browser and typing in www.daveanddoc.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com.
See y'all. Enjoy your coffee. Go Niners.
Yes, I'm going to go white mocha myself. See you, folks.